And he told me about a conversation that he had with himself that was, if I could be happy some days with you, doesn't that mean that I can be happy every day with someone else? It was like
Wow.
he completely shifted the conversation with himself and he created. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us for our third episode. Well, technically, because we just got done with a two-part on anger. Now we'll be speaking about the third stage of grief, which is depression. I have Melissa with me. Go ahead and tell them about yourself, friend.
Hi, friends. My name is Melissa. I'm 24 years old. I'm a mother of two babies. Well, not babies, but my oldest is 7, and my youngest is going to be 2 in August. I work full-time as a medical assistant. I'm also a full-time student. I'm going for my RN. I'm originally from Brooklyn, East New York, but I live out here in the Poconos.
So we're going to be talking about depression, and I know that you said that you have 2 kids. So I could only imagine how deep this conversation may go for you based off of your experience. Um, so I know, like, for me, I don't have major depression or persistent depression. Like, what I have is bipolar depression, or manic depression, which means that you don't respond to life situations the way that you should. So you feel one way, but you act the polar opposite of your emotions. I just want to get into the different types of depression because it doesn't look the same for everybody.
Yeah, I totally get that. Um, For me personally, I have high functioning depression. I have generalized anxiety and PTSD. So basically, on a good day, I would get up happy, go to work, have a normal day, get the kids ready with their routines, home, pick them up from daycare, make dinner, get them ready for bed, and repeat.
Super mom.
I try. But after I had both of my kids, I also had postpartum depression, given the situations that I was in with their dads. And, things don't always work out the way you want it to. And, in the situation, recovering. So I had a C-section with my daughter. Restriction is a big no for me. Physical restriction is just horrible. So if I can't get up on my own, walk on my own, do anything for myself or my kids on my own, I feel like a failure. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So that just dug me into a really dark spot. And I tried to push myself through it by picking my mom up from work. I was driving when I wasn't even supposed to. And I just had to get out of the house because I just felt trapped and restricted in my own body.
Yeah. Just maintaining that everyday routine. Yeah.
It gets suffocating. Like even now, just going to work, doing my schoolwork, taking care of the kids, like the routine, it just becomes second nature. And me, I like change to an extent. I like having little bursts of spontaneous moments, but every day it's the same routine.
Right.
And it it sparks my depression a little bit. When I have my bad days, I would just want to stay in bed. I would want to play hooky from work. I would just want to hit the pause button on everything because I have so much going on in life. And it's like the kids are always going to be there. Don't get me wrong, but it's like everybody needs a break.
Yeah. 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 That little personal me time. Like people be like mommy and me. I didn't understand what mommy and me was. What do you mean? Like, is this like personal mommy time? Like I just get to do be me by myself, no kids. You take the damn kids to the class. What do you mean? I'm confused. And like with you being so busy and having such a hectic per se schedule, how are you able to even identify if you're grieving through anything?
Well, I would feel I would feel it physically, like I would just feel my body just dragging as I'm walking. Everything just feels so dull, and it just doesn't spark my interest anymore, but I just feel like I'm just doing it just to get through the day. Or I'll just physically feel tired. It doesn't matter how many hours I slept, I'll just still be tired during the day. And I wouldn't want to do the things that I normally would do.
Right.
My hair, my eyebrows. Girl, this is like the first time I did my eyebrows in like a month.
They look so good though. Like slay,
Thank
honey.
you.
Slay.
And like taking care of myself is like one thing that I enjoy doing. But once I see myself slacking, that's when I know, all right, you got to pick yourself up. You're falling
Right.
in too deep now. Another way I can sense its presence is I feel like I'm not being, what's the word I'm looking for? Productive. But then I'm not being productive because I'm depressed. It goes hand in hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
sucks.
So like, yeah. And for me, it's like everything kind of slows down. Time slows down. The way that my conversations go with people are very slow. And by that, I mean, like, you have that really good friend that you talk to every day, and you always got like mad energy. And you be like, hey, friend. And they be like, hey, friend. But when you on the phone right now, it's not no hey, friends. What's up? Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, you, for me, I notice like a difference in my everyday routine. Like, and that's when I start to realize, okay, maybe we about to hit that little spot. So what are you feeling right now? And I'll have to sit down and have a conversation with myself, right? And I'll go, okay, how are you feeling? I'm feeling sad. But are you really feeling sad? If you're feeling sad, why are you sad? Because my feelings are hurt. So you're hurt. You're not sad. So if you're hurting, what other emotions would you attach to this form of hurt? And depending on what has my feelings hurt, because like in my previous video, I said that anger is pretty much a secondary emotion. It's not a primary emotion. It comes from being hurt. And every other emotion that I believe that has a negative, stigma to it, like anger or disappointment, it stems around hurt. So then from there I have to break down, okay, am I like angry hurt? Am I like, I want to sit down and cry hurt? Am I like heartbroken? Am I like what sense of grieving am I in? Like what emotions am I feeling that I'm associating with this stage of depression? So do you ever have like conversations with yourself that's like, I can identify it and I feel like this? Has that ever been like something that you kind of just naturally did or thought about doing?
Not really. Usually I just tell myself like, all right, you got to get through this. You got kids to take care of. You have a life to live. You got things to build. You got things to do. Get out of those feelings. It's going to be all right. And I just have to continue to mentally tell myself that just to get through.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you're more of like you identify and then you you move on. Like,
Yeah.
we will do that. She back. She ready.
She
She
back.
here. Right. She back. So you just shared a few, but do you have anything else that you do with your internal monologue that gets you through like that? I don't want to say rock bottom because sometimes you'll hit a depression and you'll think that you can't feel no worse than that. And then boom, bitch, you tried it. Okay.
It happens.
Learn. Yeah.
Yep. So I also have a thing about body image. I got 2 kids, and on top of that, everybody needs a little TLC. So, if I'm trying to pull myself up, I just look in the mirror, I be like, who is that? I'm like, that's you, self. Yes, self, that's me. Like, I just hype myself up, you know.
Yeah,
And it's a very good way of, boosting your confidence and just feeling good about yourself, or other things that I would do, my hair, my nails, my eyebrows, throw on like a face mask real quick, do some exfoliating,
okay.
something like, yeah, like a form of
My favorite
self-care,
part.
or just buying something for myself, an outfit, a pair of shoes, something to just make me feel good.
Right. We were talking earlier and I was telling you that, every emotional traumatic experience that you have in your life leaves its mark. So, with the experiences that you've had, how has it impacted who you've grown into today?
I would definitely say it's made me trust people a little less. I definitely have a guard built up. I'm very skeptical when it comes to like being around new people. Um, I'm more observant, I guess you could say, when it comes to new people. Like, I just pay close attention to their traits and their personalities, because I'm not trying to get hurt. I'm not trying to get lied to, or I don't. I'm trying to protect myself in the long run.
I definitely get that. It's more like a defense mechanism. So all of
Right.
your experiences have left you in a position to constantly defend yourself.
Exactly.
And I definitely get it because that's how for me, it got tiring. I got tired of having a little me running around questioning what intentions were. If your intentions were not at the forefront, then you could not stay here. So it really, for me, and how it's impacted, like how I move with people, how I move with the things that I do in my life, very intentional. If you're in my life, it's because I want you here. Hey, friend. Like, and if that cannot be reciprocated, then you have no space here. I am learning to not allow my experiences to hinder me from no experiences, because I was I was watching something and somebody said like, oh, no, 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 no. I was talking to a Lyft driver on my way to work one day like 3 months ago, and he's telling me about, like, his past situation. And he told me about a conversation that he had with himself that was, if I could be happy some days with you, doesn't that mean that I can be happy every day with someone else? It was like
Wow.
he completely shifted the conversation with himself, and he created this like optimistic outlook on something that really hurt, but it was a necessary conversation that he has to have with himself. When I got like that, put it into my personal. So like you when you get like that, you like, I'm gonna get me looking how I'm not feeling. Like, if I look good, then I don't feel terrible. And you get in that mirror and you go, she ready. Okay. I had to dive into my own personal growth. And then that's when that began. And if you find at least one person to talk to because you choose to beat your mental health and not allow your mental health to beat you, you've won for the day.
Amen.
And that's really what all of this is about. It's like stepping up and going, I'm human, and I know I am not the only one. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will be doing a lot more videos in regards to the stages of grief. And we will see you next time. Thank you for choosing Healing with Becca, and we'll speak with you all. Okay.